Hi everyone, it's Tony. Today we're going to be doing a one palette tutorial using the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I thought I'd do a quick look for Valentine's Day coming up this weekend. So if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. Just gonna get my bangs out of the way. As always, using a concealer to prime my eyes and then just setting with a neutral powder. Okay, going in with the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I actually got this palette for Christmas from my parents. On a fluffy brush, I'm going to take the shade Morgan. It's like a peachy color. Morgan, if you're watching, hello. And I'm just putting that through my crease. I want it to be visible, but I'm not going to darken it up too much because we will go in with this again to blend the other shades we're using later. Next, I'm going to go in with this pink shade called Glory, and I'm going to kind of make a shape on the outer corner of my eye just to lift it a little bit and then pat the color down. Shadows that are in like the pink, purple, and red family can be kind of hard to work with, so you just want to take your time, build them up as you go. Make sure you take your time to blend. I'm just lightly going back and forth at the top to blend the edges out. And down the side here. What is everyone doing for Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day has never been like a huge deal for us. Spencer works second shift, and I used to as well, so it was hard to coordinate our schedules, but if we ever got to, especially like on a weekday, we would just kind of meet up on dinner break and go get dinner together. But we've never really gotten each other presents for Valentine's Day. This year though, since it's on a Sunday and we both have weekends off now, he told me that he's gonna make me dinner. So I will report back on how it was. The only year that we actually had plans, which was just because of how it worked out with the date of the tickets, whereas we were supposed to go to a Real Big Fish concert. This was like 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and we ended up going out with a bunch of people the night before, and we were so hungover the next day that we didn't even go to the concert. So again, I'm just kind of going back and forth, patting, blending, building the color up to what I want it to be, and then I'm gonna take just the teensiest amount here. I'm gonna do a little halo eye. I'm gonna tuck that into the inner corner. Slowly build that up. Don't want it to be too overwhelming. Not that it changes anything, but this is our first Valentine's Day as a married couple. We had our big wedding planned for September of 2020, but of course with COVID, we pushed that back, but it was still really important to us that we got to keep the date that we wanted. So we did end up getting married, just us, with our parents present in September, because the 5th is our already dating anniversary. So now we have the same anniversary for life. Gonna go back in with that Morgan shade and just blend the top out. We did have our wedding rescheduled to July of this year just because that's what worked out for all of our vendors when we rescheduled, but we are actually now in the process of moving it again, just because we have quite a few out-of-state guests and I would like everyone to feel comfortable with traveling and also get a chance to get vaccinated. And I just want everything to be the way I envisioned it, without restrictions and things like that, and make sure everyone is safe and comfortable and having a good time. Now I'm going to take this darker pink shade called Clove, and we're going to deepen the outer corner with that. So I'm just going to start at the bottom and gently press. Again, just taking your time to build up the color to what you want it to look like. Without adding any extra of that shadow, I'm just gonna lightly go over the inner corner. I don't want it to be quite as dark as the outer corner. I've always loved finding an excuse to do holiday themed makeup, whether I care about the holiday or not. So even though Valentine's Day isn't a big deal, I like having the opportunity to wear a bunch of pink or red and glitter. This is a bit more of like a fuchsia or purple toned pink situation, but I feel like that's a little bit more flattering for my skin tone. Just going back through, making sure all the edges are blended. I'm just using a very light hand. If you press too hard, it can get very smudgy or wipe your product off entirely. I'm gonna use my NYX glitter primer before I put the shimmer down, just putting that in the center of my lid here. Now I'm going in with this shimmer shade right here called Aster. It is purple with like a pink reflect. I pretty much always put shimmers on with my finger. I think it just gives a better impact. And I usually go over a couple of times. I'm gonna go back in with the pink shade that we started with on the outer corner and just kind of blend the shimmer in the inner and outer corner together. Not taking too much product. Just a light tap up and down here. And no extra product, but just blending the crease one last time. I already primed my face with the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer like I usually do. So today I'm gonna use the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Hydrating Foundation. I'm gonna take 1 pump of that and 1 pump of Morganite from Auric and just mix that together. And I just kind of dot it around. Oh, I just wiped eyeshadow on my face. Well, that's fun. Then I just pick up whatever's left on the back of my hand with my sponge and blend it in. I'm not really a full coverage kind of gal anymore. I like when my freckles show through, and I think that it just looks a little more skin-like when I'm not wearing too heavy coverage. I always go over more times than I think I need to with my sponge just to really make sure it's blended out. Going in with the Tarte bronzer, I realized in my last video, definitely used way too much because I'm used to piling it on my brush when I use the Milk one because it's a little bit drier of a formula. So I've learned to just kind of take my time and build this one up a little bit. I do think that the tone of this one fits my skin better than the Milk one. Especially for the winter. I can definitely get away with the Milk one and it looks better in the summer, but this one's just a little bit cooler. I have acquired quite a bit of makeup since October. A lot of eyeshadow. So if there's certain looks that you guys are wanting to see, please let me know. I am kind of putting myself on a strict no to low buy when it comes to makeup because I have more than I can get enough use out of right now, and I'm trying to make more of an effort to get ready every day. I know that in quarantine it can be easy to feel like you don't need to get ready every day because you're not going anywhere. Who are you seeing? And the thing is, that's gonna be true for a while. So I might as well get use out of the things I have because I already spent the money on them, and if I don't use them, they're just going to go to waste and expire. Taking my Bendy Avocado Concealer from First Aid Beauty. Normally I put my Becca Under Eye Corrector on first, but I forgot. So pretend I did that. I'm just gonna take my Hourglass Mineral Veil Translucent Powder and set my under eye and cheek area where I'm gonna put powder products. Gonna take my MAC Studio Fix Sculpt and Contour Palette, the contour shade here, just giving a little bit more dimension to my cheekbones because they don't stick out very well. I have this Tarte palette here. I think I'm gonna take this shade for my blush. I always put on more blush than I need to because it is the first thing to go. And I also always blend it out with a little dual fiber brush. I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild highlighter in Blossom Glow. It is straight up broken, but it's just a nice shimmery light pink. And take that on a fan brush. Going back into our palette here, I'm gonna take the dark pink and press that along the outer half of my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna take the lighter pink and just buff that out along the whole lower lash line. Going back into the highlighter we used on a tiny brush, just gonna put that in the inner corner. Going in with setting spray. I'm gonna do brows and lashes and I'll be right back for lips. As I'm editing, I realized that my camera cut off for the outro, but I used NYX pencil in Peekaboo Neutral with Fenty Gloss in Sweet Mouth over the top, and this is the final look. I was thinking about doing a Valentine's Day look with Modern Renaissance since I know a lot of people have that palette, but I didn't know if that's kind of like been there, done that by now. So just let me know if you still want to see that this week. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.